Hey guys, Chris with Tillman Family Farms. There is a winter storm coming, and we are starting to get prepared for that. First step for that for us was putting out some hay at 3 hay ring locations that we have. We're putting it out in the edge of the woods so that our rings don't destroy the pasture where everybody crowds up around them. So a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to do. This particular storm is going to be pretty rough on us. We're not going to have, last time we had temperatures like this was 1989, so it's been a long time. We in the South, this deep in the South, are not prepared for this type of weather. So we are fixing to run through an onslaught of checklists and things to try to get prepared for this, and hopefully we can do all the right things and we won't lose any animals. So I'm going to give you a rundown. If you live in the United States, I've noticed here lately that we've gotten a lot of viewers from the UK and Australia and several other countries. But if you live here in the United States, you know the cold front that is sweeping the nation. And I tell you, so 1989, I was probably 8th grade maybe. And I don't recall how cold that was, but they're talking about wind chills here over the next day or two. Friday worse, today's Thursday, that will be, negative. I mean, like probably -5 degrees and possibly lower, just depending on the wind gusts themselves. But I don't recall weather like this. I've never lived in weather like this, and I'm not freaking out, but it is a little difficult to understand the severity of it. Leak faucets and pile hay bales around, water buckets in the barn, and we got pig nipples on barrels that are possibly going to freeze and things like that. So this is going to be very difficult for us. So we've gotten a couple of shelters put out for our 2 youngest feeder groups of pigs. And those are going to be strawed down pretty heavy. The weather that we've had over the last couple of days leading up to this has not been very conducive to these environments. It's been rainy. Even this morning, where there was 10% chance of rain, it's misty in the air. It's only about mid 40s today, and I think after lunch it's supposed to start the cool down process, and tonight it's going to be in the teens. So we don't have any heaters that we can put in water tanks or anything like that. And even if we did, we don't have power out to some of these remote locations, like out here in the big pasture with this last feeder set of 9 that's out here. So we're gonna have to improvise. We're gonna have to work hard. It's the week before Christmas, so I took a couple of days off from my day job, and I won't go back until the Tuesday after Christmas. So I think this cold thing and fighting for these animals and all that kind of stuff is going to be what I'm going to be doing. But anyhow, I'm going to show you a couple things, show you a couple of ideas that we have to get prepared for this, and hopefully that'll work. So let's talk about chickens and our egg birds real quick. So not long ago, we sold off all of our spent hens. We did a video, we ordered 150 new birds, and we came through this flock and we picked out the birds that we knew that we had added this last summer, so that we'll have, I think we've got a group of about 50 that are older birds that are going to be laying a larger, more mature egg come springtime, which a lot of them are still laying those eggs now. But we took the netting down. We have those birds up in one of our large chicken tractors and a small chicken tractor for now. We had intentions of this Eggmobile to get a nice paint job, to get some additions to it. The flock's going to be bigger this year, so we're adding a nesting box. We were on this side right here, we're going to add a lean-to to create more shade off of this thing. This is pushing us to use it again sooner than we wanted to, which always seems to be the case around here. So I'm going to take you inside this thing, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things cold weather wise that we think we're going to have to do to help with this situation, because this thing is is open and area. It's really designed for the hot south versus the cold snap that we're about to get. So let's go take a look at it. So as far as you know, having walls on it and all that stuff to kind of break the wind, it's going to have that. One of my concerns is that all the way around the top is just chicken wire, and that chicken wire around the top is going to allow the heat to escape. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. And then when you go inside of it, clean out here, it's got slatted floor. So that slatted floor is you know, possibly just gonna let air come right up through. What my last week, before I knew about this cold spell, my full intent was to get the pressure washer inside this bad boy and clean it out really good, and Clorox it down and all that kind of stuff. But things have changed, and we're gonna do a quick cleanup, and we're gonna put some of the same birds that were in it right back in it, and do some work around the top to maybe hold some heat in here. And I don't know, we may even try to have it close enough to the house to where we can have a lamp in it. But we're definitely gonna put netting back out, and it's gonna all be moved. Oh goodness, I might have fell down. Up there, you can see the large chicken tractors up there by the barn, and that's where all these birds are at now. So got to get them in something different. All right, so we have, if you've been watching the channel, we've got some billboard vinyls for free that we were making into tarps for chicken tractors. This is some leftovers from that. What I've done is just tacked it up there with some roofing tacks, and right here, this is just a lid, so I've been rolling it under there. I've got that whole side and the end next to the door down there done. This end is done, and then I'm about halfway down this side, and then I got another little piece down there to go on the end. So this is where I'm at right this minute, and I'm actually making a couple of little roof repairs as I go too. All right, so for the meantime, and the cold snap, the coop is set back up. We are gonna pull these birds back out of this, but we thought that this was probably the warmest situation, so we got netting back up, way back down there. And how many we think's in here? About 50?
Probably about 65.
Okay, so about 65 birds. And then there's a whole bunch of birds, or baby chicks, egg-laying chicks over in the brooder. So this is it. I may very well be coming out here at night to shut the slide door after everybody gets in there. One thing that I'm a little concerned about, a lot of these birds have never been in this setup. So we're kind of hoping that throughout the day that they will learn that they need to get their tails up in there. So anyhow, on to the next cold winter, or cold weather task rather. So this is one of the little shelters we have in a training pen over here for 10 piglets that are about probably 3 months old now. Anyway, so they're bedded down pretty good. We did the other shelter. We did that shelter the same way over there for these bigger guys, and then these little guys here that are attacking the water barrel. Get it when you can, guys, it's gonna freeze. So this is where I've had 9 feeders. 3 days ago, before it rained for 3 days, it looked a lot like this one over here. But I just could not, with the amount of mud that's in here, and you know, everything getting down as cold as it's going to get, I couldn't leave them in this mud. I'm going to leave both paddocks open because this water barrel and all this stuff is in this one. But I put out 1 bale of wheat straw, probably get another one. They have a tendency to eat a lot of the wheat straw when I first put it out and spread it like crazy. So, but like I say, this is a loadout paddock. So they were not supposed to come in here for another week and a half, and we were going to back trailer up to the ramp over there. But this is what it is for today and the rest of our prep. This was the last thing that we had to get done, was move these guys out of this mud and get them prepped with some good bedding. I thought I still had an old round bale sitting around somewhere that I was going to come throw in here with them, but I do not. So they'll probably get another thing of wheat straw, and they'll have to pile up together. Pigs do really well in the colder weather versus hot weather, so this should be all right. All right, so I got this feeder group out here finished up. Only one other thing that I want to do down there at the brooder. I got a couple of vents at the top of it that I'd like to put something over the plastic to keep some of the heat in. There's a whole bunch of heat lamps in that brooder. We've actually been turning some of them off during the day because it's gotten so hot in there, so I'm not really concerned about the brooder so much. But man, you guys pray for us, because you know, a few years back when we had this ice storm in the south, I mean, it shut the south down. You know, we're not, well, I say South Georgia anyway, because we're not prepared for this stuff. We don't have the equipment. We don't have salt for the roads. We don't have the equipment to do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm concerned about it. We're going to drip faucets inside and outside. Our houses aren't built that way to withstand the cold. The pipes underneath the house are not insulated or anything like that. So this is going to be a very interesting time for us here on the farm. But we'll see how it goes. You guys pray for us, and we appreciate it, and appreciate you guys watching, and we'll keep you up to date on this, and we will see you guys on the next video.